Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for you. I'm going to be doing your Mercury sextile Saturn reading for you for May 2023, and Mercury sextile Saturn falls on May 12th and May 19th. So this is going to be a very interesting time. It's going to be a time to really get things done and move things forward. So it can be a highly, highly productive, powerful time for us. So let me know what you think of this reading in the comment box below because it's new, it's different, and it's just a little bit of fun. So let me know what you think. Now let's clear the energy. Oh, before we clear the energy space, if you like this reading, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. The YouTube algorithm really pays attention to this, so thank you so very much. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. We have the lady reversed. Okay, Gemini, for some of us, it's like, I don't want to give anymore. And I know that might sound a little bit harsh to say. And for some, it's not going to ring true. But for others, it's like, I've been pulled in this direction. I'm pulled in this direction. I don't have anything else to give. Like, I don't want to mother, like, quote unquote, mother or actually mother anything else. Like, leave me alone type of thing. So be aware of that. If you're feeling that way, you have every justification to. So don't feel like you're a bad person. So just be aware of that. This can also be beware of the mother. You can have a mother figure in your life or somebody who calls themselves like the mother of the workplace or a mother-in-law or somebody who comes in and just kind of, or your own mother who makes things just a little bit more difficult. So just be aware of this. But I just see this as also a sense of, I'm so overwhelmed, I can't create. And that's going to be a bit harsh, especially for a Gemini, because through creating, through a sharing of words or ideas or whatever, that's how we feel like alive and connected. So be aware of this. This can also be grandmother energy too. So just be aware. Let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Here we have divinity reversed. So are we really listening to divinity's plan for us? Or is our plan kind of taking over? So that's just a question to ask during this time because Mercury sextile Saturn is such a time of like getting things done, of, excellence in business, thinking big minds, big ideas coming forward, seeing the way everything can connect. And we can really focus on what we want during this time. But what divinity is asking us, are we looking at what divinity wants from us? How our soul is asking to be moved forward. So let's see. Ooh, here we go. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Yeah. And show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Okay. Hope you can see all of that. Just move things down a bit more. Let's talk about this time astrologically speaking. All right. So again, Mercury sextile Saturn on the 12th and the 19th of May brings the mind into focus. It really does bring the mind into focus in a really big way because we're ruled by Mercury. You know, this can help us tremendously. We'll be like, wow, I was so productive this day, or wow, I could be so focused during this time. Even though Mercury is still in retrograde, this time really flows with information. It brings us success. It makes us stronger. We're going to see us really moving forward in the direction that we want. We can see long term, long scale plans playing out, coming together. It's like, oh, okay, I get this. We can also see goals and plans executed to the best of their ability, to like the best of our ability, but also others really executing them to the best of their ability. And that's going to make us happy, which is really quite cool. We can also easily fall down rabbit holes during this time. Gemini, we have a tendency to be curious and curiouser, and this is a time that really promotes that curiosity. So we can fall down rabbit holes. We can be like, oh, well, I just was reading that for 5 minutes, and it wound up that we've been reading that for hours, or watching these videos for hours. So just be aware of this. This can also lead us on a road that's like, I'm going to be an expert of this thing. I am so curious. I am so, intrigued. I can be an expert of this. So just know that you might be finding something that really sparks your fancy, that really, moves you forward in a way that you hadn't anticipated. And you're like, wow, I can do this. And you absolutely can. We can also feel extra responsible during this time. So know that. We also really want to share our ideas. So we can feel extra responsible also for sharing certain ideas, getting certain information out there. Be aware. With feeling extra responsible for everything and everyone, especially since we have this sense of like, I don't want to be responsible for one more thing, kind of coming forward. There's a sense here of balancing ourselves, of saying, okay, if people are adults that we feel responsible for, understanding, okay, they're adults, they can take care of that. I need to step into me. And that's going to be a very powerful thing for us to step into and for us to realize. Now, if it's with children, sharing our information, of course, age appropriately, but sharing the information that we're curious about, but also sharing, ideas or tasks or saying, why don't you do this? It's going to make them feel very responsible and very much a sense of achievement. So that's going to be something that we can absolutely, embrace and play with and move forward in. Just this sharing of ideas, this curiosity, this diving deeper into things, tell me more. That can be really, really fun during this time. Traditional values, okay, and a connection with our ancestors going to be very important to us. And when spirit says connection with our ancestors, with Mercury sextile Saturn, it doesn't have to be our ancestors that we were born into. We might not know our ancestors. We might be adopted. We might, have had other circumstances come up. We can feel maybe very drawn to our birth heritage. That could be a thing. But we can also just be asking spirit, let me connect. We can be connecting to the people, the guardians that raised us. We can be connecting to, the energy that we just feel so drawn to during this time. We can be connecting with past life energy, and the power of our soul is guiding us. The way I like to see this is I was obsessed when I was younger with Ireland, just absolutely positively obsessed. And it has calmed down, but I still really like it. But there was no reason. I have no Irish heritage in me, but it was just something that I was so drawn to. And I had to know everything about it. We can feel that way during this time. It's our ancestors guiding us, even if it's the ancestors of our past life self. So just know that energy is here. This is excellent for clear thinking. This time is excellent for clear thinking, good judgment. It's excellent for organization, good good concentration, but also connectivity, like being able to connect with everyone. This is perfect for an excellent memory can come with this time too. This is again also excellent for business dealings. This is an ideal time to sign contracts, for negotiations, for long-term investments in information and long-term plans. Common sense is really strong here. It's like common sense really plays well with us. And this is a profound time for discussions and the ability to absorb information. So that's really cool. We're really going to be led by our heart. The King of Cups, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It's like, let the heart lead you, let the heart guide you, and see where it takes you. And this is going to be very big energy for us. We want to be led by our hearts more so than maybe even we realize. We want to connect with that intuitive way of being. We don't want everything to be like a spreadsheet and this is the way it has to be and these are the calculation of all the facts. That's nice and we like that. But there's a part of us that will kind of have all the information but kind of go still with our guts. So just be aware of that emotions are going to be very important for us. The way that we're hearing people talk, the way that we're connecting with the words and the instincts and the ideas, that's going to be a very important thing. It moves us to the 10 of cups reversed. And the 10 of cups reversed has us looking at things that we no longer love or want anymore. And that can sound harsh, but it's not really going to be. Now, it can also be a time where we tend to compare ourselves with others. So we can look at other people and be like, oh my gosh, they have this, they have that. I'm over here struggling, schlepping along. I don't have what they have. We don't know what they really have. We don't. We don't know what their life is like behind closed doors or, behind carefully curated, social media. We don't know. So be aware of that, but also know that certain things that you thought, oh, this would be forever, like I'll always love this. You might be like, it's not for me anymore. It's not right anymore. And let yourself move forward. Now, we can have a tendency during this time to have either a lot of anger and frustration in us or a lot of anger and frustration around us. So just be mindful of that our tempers can get the best of us. It can move us one way very strongly, it can move us another way very strongly, or other people can also have really intense, fiery passion. Might not be a temper, but fiery passion within them. This is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. There can also be a recklessness here, a sense of, well, I almost did it, but I didn't really do it. Like, I got halfway there and then I got bored and then I moved on, which, it can sound like a Gemini thing, but this is with a little bit more, this is what, not a little bit more, this is what malice behind it. It's kind of like, well, I don't have to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. That isn't my problem type of deal. We then have temperance energy coming forward. So this is reversed. Now, temperance is our sister sign. So we need to be mindful of being balanced within ourselves, balanced within our harmony. But we also need to understand that there's going to be something about this time that can kind of rub us the wrong way. But I see it as, sand. I see it like an oyster making a pearl, right? An oyster makes a pearl by getting a piece of sand in its mouth and it coats it with, oyster mucus until it makes a pearl. And so it's like something that is priceless is actually oyster snot, which I think is hysterical. This is how we're going to see things. Some things are going to throw us out of balance. Some things are going to rub us just the wrong way during this time. And instead of getting mad, which we can easily do, if we kind of coat that with the oyster snot to make a pearl, to make something priceless out of it, we can find that some things that are our greatest like challenge during this time can become our greatest successes. Nothing's going to move really fast today. On these days, on the 12th, on the 19th, it's going to feel slow go. And I'm sorry to say that. I know that's not what we want to hear, but it's going to feel like things are moving slow. So if you think, oh, I just want it to fly, I want it to be so easy, it's not necessarily going to be like that. For some, yeah, it might be. But even if it moves quickly, it's going to say, people are going to be like, wow, that's slower than it should have been. So just be aware of this during this time. So with the Eight of Wands, again, things are just going to move slow. And they get our attention, but then we kind of move away from them. So it can also be like it's not holding our attention the way that we thought it would. So be aware of that. And then the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We can be reckless or have a reckless energy around us in the execution of things, but in the actual, like, knights defend, right? And queens rule. In the actual ruling of things, we are profound, we are intense, and we are focused. We know this is a new dawn. We know our passions, what we desire, what we want, and what we need. And we're really not going to let anything or anyone hold us back. So that's a really good thing. We are determined, we are focused, and we are moving forward in a fierceness that can surprise us. Again, also fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We can have those parts of our personality, if they show up in our natal chart, come through very, very strongly, but also keep us driven the way that we need to be driven, keep us focused the way that we want to be focused during this time. It's kind of like, no, I'm going to stay on track. Timers, setting timers for ourselves, Gemini, can be really, really, really beneficial, especially for ADHD. Just that sense of, I don't want to lose track of time. If this is such a productive day, if this is such a productive time with so many blessings, I don't want to lose track of time during it. That can also be something that has things, feeling slower. We're more in line with time. We're usually a little bit ahead of it. Like we usually have an interesting dance with time. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of during this time is the Five of Cups. Change your mind, change your life. We need to be mindful about this. We can tend to get stuck in old ideas. Things will never change. It's always just going to be this way. We can get really kind of like, narcissistic with ourselves and, not narcissistic. What is the word? It's, I forget it. It starts with an N. But it's just like dreary. It's kind of like a little bit like ER. Nothing matters. If you know the word, leave it in the comment box because I'm just forgetting it. Nihilistic. There we go. That's it. Um, and there's just a sense of like, it's not going to happen. Like, it's not going to happen for us. And we can see that too when we look at other people. Oh my gosh, their life is so great. Oh my gosh, everything's so wonderful. Why isn't it happening for me? It's because we know all the gritty, icky secrets within ourselves. We don't know it for everybody else. Our subconscious spirit message is blossom. We really want this time to be where we become that beautiful flower. Everybody pays attention. No, this is going to be a little bit more hard work. We're not blossoming into ourselves right now fully. We are blossoming with ideas, but that sense of like, oh, it's going to be my time to shine. No, it's going to be our time to gather and to really gain an understanding. So be aware of that. It moves us to our subconscious tarot message, the Magician reversed. I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, Dane, all these reversed cards, it's terrible. It's not terrible. It's not. The Magician reverse is telling us that we're having a bit of difficulty standing before the altar of our existence saying, I claim my power. We can be right. Oh, look at that. But the Ten of Swords, which just the Magician just fell out of my hands, is like we're letting go of so much negativity within our own mind. We live a lot in our mind. Okay. Gemini, so as we let that go, as we let a lot of negativity go within our mind, within our thoughts, we are going to start to see, oh, wow, I didn't claim my power, or I didn't think it was worth it. Like, I didn't think I was worth it. And now that's really starting to change. And we're going to start to see ourselves move forward in a way that is powerful, in a way that is beautiful. But subconsciously, we have to ask ourselves, am I claiming my power? Am I standing up for myself? Am I meeting me with love and compassion and healing? Or am I meeting me with like, oh, I should have done better. I should have done this. I should have done that. Look at this person over there. They're so much, better off than we are. And we don't know that. We just don't know that. So here, the Magician reversed. Ask yourself, are you hiding your magic? Are you reversing your magic? Are you not claiming, what's yours and your like kind of like God-given talents? Are you not claiming it? Because this world is filled with astounding people who can make careers for themselves out of the most amazing things, brilliant things, like weird things. And here it's like, am I hiding away? Where's my magic? And it doesn't mean that we have to make it into a career. Sometimes we like to keep our hobbies because they're more fun that way. But here it's like, okay, how do I let my magic show? Right on your mirror, Magician reversed, or write on a post-it somewhere so you can look at it and be like, oh, am I letting my magic show through? Am I believing in myself? Am I standing before the altar of my existence, standing up for me and advocating for me and being powerful just within my own soul for me? Or am I thinking, oh, it's no big deal, I'm not worth it, I'm just going to hide away over here and be quiet and be left alone? So be mindful of this. Be mindful of this, Gemini. All right, Gemini, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.